Good evening and welcome to your English news package with radio and the television Tonga for the hour. Making headlines, His Majesty held audience with Cyprus Honorary Consul of the Kingdom of Tonga. Health Ministry highlights the significance of healthy eating due to increase in number of NTDs. And Tonga today begins HPV vaccination to prevent a cervical cancer. Now for the stories in details. His Majesty King Tupou VI held an audience with the Honorary Consul of the Kingdom of Tonga in Cyprus, Mr. Joseph Burgese. The palace office said they discussed the potential investments and further cooperation. It was the Honorary Consul's first audience with the King after he was appointed to the role on January 26, 2021. Alice Tupou takes up that story.
The palace office stated on the 12th of November that Mr. Borghese is the head of family-owned businesses of Borghese Ventures, Borghese Wine 365, Pundi X 365, and the humanitarian organization Hope for Children, CRC Policy Center. In 2019, he was awarded with the Cyprus Young Entrepreneur of the Year and was also elected by the Cyprus Chamber of Commerce as the treasurer of the Cyprus Australia Business Association. Borghese Ventures is an investment firm that has primary investments in the shipping manufacturing sector, in the artificial intelligence or AI sector, focused the interface of AI and healthcare, and in the diamond mining sector. In his first audience with His Majesty King Tupou VI, the Honorary Consul discussed the potential investments for the Kingdom of Tonga and areas of cooperation that could benefit the Kingdom of Tonga in the medium to longer term. He later hosted the Majesties and His Excellency and Mrs. Nuku'alofa for lunch, where an exchange of traditional gifts from the Kingdom of Tonga and Cyprus were exchanged. Her Majesty Queen Nuku'alofa also visited the embassy and was welcomed by Madame Ambassador Suzanne Nuku'alofa. It was the first time for Her Majesty Queen Nuku'alofa to visit the embassy, so Madame Ambassador Suzanne Nuku'alofa provided a guided tour of the embassy premises. Her Majesty Queen Nuku'alofa was presented with the BIE Gold Award for Exhibition, which the Pavilion of the Kingdom of Tonga won at the Expo Dubai 2020. In her presentation of the BIE Award to Her Majesty Queen Nuku'alofa, Madame Ambassador Suzanne Nuku'alofa stated that it was an honor for her to be the Deputy Commissioner General for the Tonga National Expo 2000 Committee, and that the BIE Award was a tribute to the hard work of the Tonga National Expo 2000 Committee. The next World Expo will be hosted in Tokyo, Japan in 2025. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupou.
The diabetic clinic at Viola Hospital are concerned with an increase in number of inpatients who are diabetic. World Diabetes Day was marked yesterday, emphasizing the importance of eating healthy foods and having an active healthy lifestyle. Dr. Titania Betty from the diabetic clinic at Viola Hospital says they have recorded more than 7,000 inpatients this year who needed immediate medical assistance and for health screening to determine their stance on diabetes. Those 7,000 inpatients includes 4,000 at Viola Hospital, with more than 3,000 at the clinics outside of the Viola Hospital. Those reported were mostly elderlies between the ages of 50 to 70. The urge then is for people to consume lesser salty foods and sweets, and to promote a healthier lifestyle.
With regards to diabetic control, our theme for this year for Diabetic Day is access to diabetes education. And I think this theme speaks a lot. The main thing to remember is this is a global public health issue, not only here in Tonga, but also in the whole world. So to do this, we had to educate ourselves better, knowing what we're facing. So with this education, we can talk about how to prevent it, how to diagnose it, and how to manage it. So everyone is free to come to the NCT clinic for screening or further education if they wish to. So basically, the more organic the food you can get, the better. Try to lessen more processed food. Try to get more natural food, especially with vegetable, meat, or starchy food. The healthier, the more organic what you get, the healthier.
The theme for World Diabetes Day this year is Access to Diabetic Education. The Ministry of Health is urging parents of girls between the ages of 10 to 17 to get vaccinated from cervical cancer. The aim is to prevent them from having cervical cancer, especially since it is difficult to diagnose this disease amongst people from the ages of 10 to 17.
The concern is because there are several women in Tonga found to have cervical cancer in their 30s and 40s. The reason is because Tonga did not have the HPV vaccines until now. The nurse in charge of the vaccine division at Viola Hospital, Sister Afude, says this is the best opportunity for young girls to get vaccinated to prevent them from having cervical cancer later in life. This is the first time for such vaccines to be used in Tonga. Sister Afude understands a lot of parents were against the vaccination program, and she reminds them that the safety of their children lies within their hands. Meanwhile, a team from the ministry is conducting the vaccine rollout today at the Tapuni City High School and Queen Salate College. They will continue to Tonga High School and Lihon High School tomorrow. There are approximately 9,105 female students in Tonga between the ages of 10 and 17, and the ministry urges them to join the HPV vaccination rollout. Sister Day says 70% of cervical cancer cases are caused by a virus, as well as other factors such as the type of food people consume, obesity, and smoking.
It is important for the Oxfam Pacific to empower all non-government organizations in the Pacific, as well as district offices, to be more prepared for a time of disaster. As such, representatives from the Oxfam Pacific, in collaboration with the Tonga Civil Society, are implementing a training program to non-government organizations and district offices to develop their knowledge and to identify any gaps regarding their first response in disasters. Maka gave us that story.
The Oxfam Humanitarian Response Coordinator for Tonga, Sam Halahala, says they hope that after this training, they should have some kind of ideas of where they need to build the capacity on how they distribute coordination, technical support, and so on.
To get an insight of what is happening, what is happening in the ground with our non-government organization who's doing response to our community and have been doing response after the Hunga Hapai volcanic eruption. And we're wrapping up this year, and it's good to bring them all together and have them sit down and we talk about what happened, what good came out of it, what were gaps that we need to address, and also from there we wish to help our non-government organization in building its capacity in terms of humanitarian response or doing similar work that we have been doing in the Hunga Hapai eruption in the future for any disaster and not just whatever may come in the future. Our CSO are prepared, or our non-government organization are more prepared to face that.
During this training program, the participants were given the opportunity to present what capacity they need, in which most of them raised their concerns to developing more awareness programs to all NGOs and all district officers, so they'll be able to understand their priorities and responsibilities for their own communities in times of disasters. This training is to further enhance the assistance and response of the public, and also in terms of humanitarian responses. The training started yesterday and ended this afternoon and was attended by district officers, representatives from Caritas Tonga, Live and Learn Tonga, and others. However, the program is funded by the Australian Humanitarian Partnership through the Oxfam Pacific.
And more rainfall recorded can lower the chances for Tonga to experience a tropical cyclone during the 2022-2023 cyclone season. Alexi Tupo tells you more.
The acting director of the Tonga Meteorological Services, Laitea Fifita, said that Tonga experienced heavy rain yesterday and up until this morning, and the rain has shifted to the eastern side towards Niue and other islands. The rain halted today and the sun was out. Tonga is expected to experience fine weather until Monday next week, and there may be light showers in different areas. Fifita added that the forecast for the next 10 days is that Tonga will continue to experience fine weather conditions. Fifita said that times like these are important for growers as they must plant their crops when conditions are fine before heavy rain falls and affects their plantation. He also advised the public to use water wisely during this time as Tonga is currently in the 2022-2023 cyclone season. Reporting for Radio and Television Tonga News, I'm Alice Tupo.
Before we part, it's a final look at tonight's top stories. His Majesty held audience with the Cyprus Honorary Consul of the Kingdom of Tonga. Health Ministry highlights the significance of healthy eating due to increase in number of NCDs, and the Tonga today begins HPV vaccination to prevent cervical cancer. That's it for tonight. Thank you for your company. I'm Malia Gutenbell. Have a blessed evening.